Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on changing the subject. When we have an equation consisting of a number of pronumerals, the pronumeral that is by itself on the left-hand side is called the subject of the equation. Sometimes we may be asked to make a different pronumeral the subject of a given equation. Let's look at some examples. If we have a equals b plus c, a is the subject because it's the pronumeral by itself on the left-hand side. H equals 2y plus 7k, h is the subject because it is by itself on the left-hand side. M equals a squared plus b squared, m is the subject because it is by itself on the left-hand side. And if you have h plus k equals m plus w, there is no single pronumeral that is the subject, because here you have two different pronumerals. So let's have a look at some examples of finding the subject. The first one, m plus k equals w plus g. If we have to make k the subject, that means k must be by itself on the left-hand side. That means we must remove the m from the left-hand side. Because there's a plus sign in front of the m, we subtract m from both sides. So here is the working here on that line. Since the m's cancel, we have k by itself, and on that side we have w plus g minus m. So k equals w plus g minus m represents an equation where k is the subject of the equation, because k is by itself on the left-hand side. Number 2. K plus 2y equals 3d, make d the subject. Well, a nice little trick here is to just change these around to put d on the left-hand side. It's exactly the same equation, except that we've got 3d on here, and we've got k plus 2y here. If we divide both sides by 3, that gives us d equals k plus 2y over 3. And we've made d the subject. Number 3, m plus k over g equals 4, make m the subject. Multiply both sides by g, which gives us that line there. When the g's cancel, we have m plus k equals 4g. Subtract k from both sides, which is this line here. And that gives us m equals 4g minus k. So m is the subject, because it's by itself on the left-hand side. And finally, w plus h over m equals b. Make m the subject. If we multiply both sides by m, that's to remove that m here. That's the working there. The m's cancel. That gives us w plus h equals bm. Swap these around to put bm on the left-hand side, divide both sides by b, and that gives us m equals w plus h all over b. So this video has given us a few simple examples dealing with the subject of an equation. And we've seen how the subject of an equation must be placed on the left-hand side by itself, and in order to do that, we just perform all the rules and processes we learnt for solving equations. And that's basically the process that we use.